What's up, folks? My name is Skunk Commentary and I'm back. I have returned once again. Before I start this video off, I will just say that I've been gone for a long time because I haven't had any inspiration to make videos and I've been busy with work. Now with that bullshit out of the way, let's talk about how America... how this has happened. So, recently there was a shooting at the 4th of July parade, and the man responsible had previously been threatened and been arrested, having committed actual crimes. And police had confiscated a whole bunch of knives. I'm not reading this from an article, by the way. I've read this in an article, but I'm not reading directly from it. And then, a couple of weeks, or a couple of months later, homeboy went and got a weapon license. And they let him have that, even though police had confiscated a whole bunch of knives and other tools meant to hurt people. You're starting to see where this is going. And this guy, his last name was Crimo, which is kind of ironic now that I think about it. Yeah, they let him go and get a weapon license, and then they let him go and fucking buy a whole bunch of weapons. Stuff like Kalashnikovs and other deadly shooting weapons. And the thing is, if I haven't misunderstood America's weapon system and how you get them, it is like you have to have not been, how do I explain this? You have to have not been criminally charged before, in case you want a weapon. Which we can all think that in a different... I'm not here to give my personal own opinion about America's weapon system. Because, yeah, me as a Swede will think it's messed up, and Americans will think that our system is messed up. But yeah, that is just normal differences between countries. However, this guy, even though he had been, punished and all that, he still went and got weapons, and he still shot up a place. Is it only me, or is that completely fucked up? And this has come to be yet another example of where America's weapon system have fucked up. Did that guy crash? I think he did. Alright, after perspective. But yeah, this has started to become I feel like this is becoming more and more of an issue as our society becomes more and more aggressive and all that stuff. And America is already known to have a lot of problem with guns. I'm not the first one to say that, and I'm not going to be the last one to say that either. But America has a big problem with firearms. Which, you know, if I haven't understood it completely wrong, in America you can get a firearm as long as you're unpunished, like I already said. But this becomes an issue when even those rules aren't completely followed. Like in this scenario. Crimo, or whatever his name was, he had been a criminal kanske. There's some Swinglish there. Yeah, this thing is just insane. And now with this 4th of July shooting being as insane as it was, you know, a lot of lives were taken, and I think there was around 7 people who died. Which is really horrible. 7 innocent souls lost their lives because of a fucking madman. Went in there and they pull out a gun. And I'll say it again, America has a big problem with guns. And when it even is such good knowledge that me, a Swede, knows it, then you know it is bad. So yeah, I hope that this will be one of those situations that changes this. Because we now have, again, I'm not sure about the exact number, but I think it was 7 people who died. That is fucking insane. Seven innocent souls died because of a fucking madman. Who were allowed to have a gun, even though he had committed crimes and all the red flags were seen. I will never understand that. How in the world is a killer allowed to walk around with weapons? Or how in the world is a person who is known to have committed crimes or all that, and who has a history of violent behavior, how is that person allowed to still have guns in America? Again, I'm not the first one who's not American to speak out about this, and I won't be the last. That is something I'm 100% sure of. I think America will have this problem for as long as guns will exist. Just like I think, yeah, there are so many problems in this world that will just be problems for as long as we will remember problems existing. How the fuck did he shoot me through the roof? Yeah, I'm starting to suspect something. Yeah, this guy could be cheating. Nah, it's whatever. This game's full of cheaters anyway. Yeah. I think that there are so many times in history where people have said that we have a problem in America with weapons, but still nothing is being done about it. I personally, now it's time for me to bring out my good old personal opinion. I think that weapons shouldn't be used unless it's necessary, and that we shouldn't have guns in our homes like decoration. The only civil guns I think we should have is for hunting or police officers. And again, America has a problem with guns because of how easy it is to get them. Sure, every country has an underground market of guns. That is something I'm almost 99. That is something I think I'm almost sure that every country has. Which, you know, that is a problem in itself. But we can't really do too much about it. But what we can do is something about the problem with guns that are easy to get and who can get them. I think I'm not too sure about these details, but that here in Sweden, where I'm from, if you have committed any crimes and all that, your weapon license will get removed, your weapon will get removed, and yeah, you won't be able to get a new one for a long time, or if even ever. And I know that there are a lot of countries who are super strict about weapon laws. And America is one of few countries in the quote-unquote Eastern world. No, Western world, sorry. Not the best at Western and Eastern. Who the fuck even give a fuck about that in geography, am I right? Hey. America is one of few countries that are so okay with guns. And it is even so that people have been talking about the gun problems for years. For God's sake, even one of the best horror authors in America, Stephen King, wrote a book about guns called Guns, which I used as my thumbnail for this video, and said and put out all of the problems. If this video gets like a couple of views or anything, I'll maybe put the link to where you can buy guns in the description. Not weapons, but Stephen King book. Alright, YouTube, I'm not trying to endorse violence. Yeah, I am so tired of hearing about the news in America where guns have ended innocent people's lives. And we see these stories on the news so often that it is just something regular by now. I mean, seeing a news story about someone in America shooting something up is normal. It is something that we're all accustomed to by now. And I'm not the first one to say this. This problem has existed for so long that, God, I don't even know what to say. This problem needs to get solved as soon as possible, before any more innocent lives are taken. I'm not going to be the first one to say that either. And what the fuck happened on my computer there? This problem needs to get solved as soon as possible. And what, I can't climb up there. I've done that so many times when I've played this game before. But then, how can we solve this problem? If I was in charge of America, let's say I become president for a week, how would I solve this problem? Firstly, I would make it a lot harder to get a gun. I think that is where we need to start doing stuff. I think that is America's biggest flaw right now. Because, again, if I want to, I can go out and buy a gun. I think I need to have a citizenship in America, but still, it is not that hard to go and get a gun. I think that is the big issue with this. And there's really no other country in the world where school shootings are as normal as America. And I'm not the first one to say this either. I think statistics, I'm a bit foggy on these details exactly, but I know the exact numbers. But it is around these exact numbers that the country on top of the list of most school shootings in the world are America. I think they were at 188 school shootings a year. That is one every other day. And that is fucking insane. It's hard to believe how much that is. And the country was number 2 on the list. I think it was Mexico. I'm not sure. It was a while ago since I saw this graph, statistics, all that stuff. But I think they were at 4 school shootings a year. 188 to 4. Isn't that an issue? Again, if I live in America, I can go and buy, as long as I haven't committed a crime, I can go and buy a good old M1911 and then go and shoot up someplace. This topic is insane. This shouldn't be an issue in society. But it is. And again, there is a reason why there are so few countries in the world that doesn't have this problem. Here in Sweden, for example, it takes a lot of effort to get a gun. Unless you find some way into the black market of it. But then it'll cost like half your soul and your virginity. So it's fine with that. It's still hard to get a gun. So this issue, I don't know what to say else. I think I have talked enough about this issue already here. I know this is a very complex problem and there are so many things to say about it, but this problem in America needs to get solved as soon as possible, because from what I think, America looks like the fucking Wild West right now. Now, I'm not the only person who's an American to say that. A lot of people don't want to go to America because of how it is there with the guns. Says Skunk Commentator while playing Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, which is a game where you get guns and kill other vampires. Call me hypocrite for that if you want to, but yeah, this game, yeah, this game is a game. The next thing about the problem with guns is that people then blame video games for it. That is what I have trouble understanding. If I'm gonna use a quote from Scream, which, sure, this is about movies, and I'm talking about video games right now, but movies don't create psychos, they inspire them. It's the same about video games. Video games doesn't create psychos, as Karens would make you think. And yeah, that is true, and I've seen so many people blame so much on video games and cell phones and all that, and saying that is the reason why counters are like they are today, which is false to a certain extent. Not everything is a problem in our society. The fucking reload bug happened to me. Wait, is this guy from last game? I think it is. Yes, it is. Wait, did he lose me? I think he did. No, in this rhyme. Ah, this motherfucker. I was just about to respawn, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. Yeah, this video is getting long now, and I feel like I should maybe end it off as soon as I can. Which, since this topic is so controversial and all that stuff, yeah, I should definitely end this video off soon. What is your opinion about guns and all this? Do you think it's the video game's fault, or are you more of a do you think it's what why do you think this is a problem in society? I want to know down in the comments. I think this is a very good conversation to have in today's society, because there are so many different opinions on it, and when we see tragic stuff happen every other day, we get kind of, people stop thinking it's so serious because of how normal it is in our society to see someone shoot up something. Which again proves my point that it's not the video game that makes you desensitized to violence, it is the violence happening. Yeah, I'll make another video today. I'm thinking about talking about Rasmus Paludan again. He hasn't really been up to anything as controversial recently, but I'm still considering making another video on him. And yeah, with that being said, my name is Gun Commentary. I'm happy to be back on YouTube again. I'm happy to be posting more commentary videos. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. If we both survive at least. Right, and yes, I stole that line from Caesar's World. So for that one. Have a great time until next video. And goodbye.